To love is to give the other person the happiness they deserve. Michel Quoist. Imagine if love wasn't about what you receive, but about what you give. Have you ever thought about how many times you've expected something in return, without realizing that true love is about offering without measuring? Loving is understanding that the other person's happiness does not depend on our conditions but on our hearts. It's reaching out without expecting anything in return, seeing beyond yourself, and finding joy in the sparkle of the eyes of the one who receives. But what if one day you were tested? What if you had to choose between your happiness and that of the one you love? In the next video, a true story will show you how a simple gesture can change lives. Don't miss it. He gave up his own happiness. But destiny had other plans. Imagine if the greatest sacrifice of your life resulted in something you never could have predicted. What does it really mean to love someone? This story will challenge everything you believe about love, sacrifice, and destiny. And just when you think you know the ending, get ready for something unbelievable. Prepare for an emotional journey that will challenge your perception of the deepest and truest feelings a heart can hold. Loving is so much more than wanting to be together. Sometimes, it's knowing when to let go. But does destiny accept that choice? What would you do if you had to sacrifice your own happiness to see the one you love shine? Get ready for a story that will touch your soul and leave your mind in shock. A story where every decision weighs heavily, and each choice shapes an uncertain future. Love is a labyrinth, and sometimes, the right path is the most painful one. Lucas and Marina grew up together, dreamed together, loved together. In a small town, they built plans. But life doesn't always follow the heart script. One day, an unexpected opportunity would put their love to the test and change everything forever. Destiny had united them since childhood, but it would also test the strength of their bond. With complementary personalities and genuine love, they would have to face a decision that would redefine their lives forever. Marina received a once-in-a-lifetime offer to study abroad and build the career of her dreams. But there was a problem. She had to go alone. "I don't want to go without you," she said, tears in her eyes. Lucas knew this was her golden opportunity. But what would his decision be? Choosing between being by the side of the one you love or allowing them to follow their destiny is a cruel dilemma. Lucas felt the weight of the choice on his shoulders, and the fear of loss began to creep into his heart. Sleepless nights, a heavy heart. Lucas knew that if he asked Marina to stay, he would be holding her back from her future. But if he let her go, he would lose the love of his life. The answer to true love lay in that choice. And he did the only thing a generous heart could do. He decided to endure the pain of separation, believing that true love does not fade with distance. With each passing day, the dilemma became more suffocating, but the decision had already been made. On the day of the farewell, Marina waited for an answer. Lucas held her hands and smiled. "Go and shine. Your dream has always been bigger than this town." With tear-filled eyes, Marina left, while Lucas watched her disappear into the horizon. But destiny had not yet finished writing their story. Time would bring answers he never expected. The memories wouldn't leave him in peace, and even though they were apart, he never stopped feeling her presence in every dream and thought. Years passed. Lucas moved on with his life, but Marina never left his thoughts. One day, an envelope arrived. Inside, a plane ticket and a note. "I achieved my dream, but without you, it was never complete. I'm waiting for you." His heart stopped for a moment. Had she felt the same all this time? Had their love endured the distance? Life was giving him a second chance he never thought he would get. But would he have the courage to take it? Lucas' heart raced. Did Marina still want him? Had he waited too long? Was destiny giving him a second chance? Trembling with emotion, he grabbed the ticket. He boarded the plane, not knowing what awaited him on the other side. Anxiety took over. He replayed every memory, every promise. This was the moment of truth. Had time been cruel or kind to their love? Would their reunion be the happy ending they hoped for, or just another painful goodbye? Upon arrival, Marina was there. The sparkle in her eyes was the same as before. "I made it, Lucas. But without you, none of it made sense." He felt the weight of the years disappear. True love may drift apart, but it is never lost. And in that moment he knew. His sacrifice had been rewarded. The love he let go had returned stronger than ever. Time had tested their feelings, but it had never been able to erase them. Destiny, at last, had brought them back together. True love does not trap, demand, or suffocate. It sets free, and if it's real, it will always find its way back. Lucas gave up his own happiness for Marina. But destiny brought his happiness back to him in a way he never imagined. Life proved that when love is genuine, neither distance nor time can extinguish its flame. Their reunion was proof that the best love stories are written with patience, faith, and selflessness. And you? What would you do in Lucas' place? Do you believe that true love always finds its way? Share this story and inspire others to reflect on the real meaning of love. Subscribe to the channel for more emotional stories that touch the heart. After all, the most unforgettable stories are the ones that make us feel, think, and believe that the impossible can happen.
20 love quotes that inspire words that touch the heart and light the way to deeper connections and a life full of purpose. Don't wait. Click the link now, get your copy, and start the transformation you deserve today. Love is the secret to your new journey.
To love is to move the soul. Mario Quintana. Have you ever thought about how love can transform the deepest parts of you? Imagine if love were the key to change something you didn't even know needed to be changed. What if you were the one to discover that the simple act of loving has the power to reshape your entire essence? Like a home that needs renovation to welcome the best of what's inside. Loving is not just a feeling. It's a quiet revolution, an internal change that redoes what was dusty, suffocated, forgetting the essence of who you truly are. Love is rebuilding, it's renovating the soul, it's allowing yourself to be vulnerable and, at the same time, stronger than ever. Each time you surrender to true love, it lifts the weight of the past and creates space for a fresh start. Love has this power. It transforms us from the inside out, altering our fears, anxieties, and limitations. But what if I told you this change comes at a cost? That those who truly love must be willing to let go of what no longer serves them, even if it feels comfortable? Yes, love requires courage. And, as if that weren't enough, it creates within us a new version, lighter, stronger, and more alive. But hold on. This isn't just any story. Soon, we'll bring you a real story, inspired by this quote, that will show you how love transforms more than just feelings. You won't believe what happens when you allow yourself to change. Stay tuned. To love is to move the soul. A journey of overcoming. What if love could change your life forever? What if it were the key to such a profound transformation that you could hardly recognize who you've become? Have you ever thought that by loving, your soul might be renewed, like an old house that needs a renovation? Stay tuned, because what's coming next will change everything you believe about love and transformation. To love is to move the soul. These words from Mario Quintana make us wonder. Could love be more than just a feeling? Could it be the force capable of renewing everything inside us? In this real story, we'll follow a transformation that goes beyond the physical. Get ready for an emotional and deep journey, where love changes lives and souls. The story begins in a small town, where Mariana, an ordinary woman, lives a peaceful but empty life. Her world revolves around routine until, one rainy morning, she encounters love in an unexpected way. It doesn't come dressed as a prince, but as an ordinary person with scars and flaws. He makes her question everything, even who she truly is. Love arrives in a breathtaking way, but soon Mariana finds herself in a dilemma. Is she capable of letting go of what she knows to dive into something new? Insecurities begin to take hold of her. The house she has built inside herself is crumbling, and she doesn't know if she has the strength to rebuild it. Doubt consumes her. Does love really have the power to transform her life? Each day that passes, Mariana faces new challenges. The fear of fully surrendering to love makes her retreat, distancing herself from her true essence. Her heart battles with her mind, and with every step, she feels more lost. How can you rebuild a house when the walls are already cracked? Is it even possible? The challenge is greater than she ever imagined, and what seemed simple begins to get more complicated. In a moment of desperation, Mariana finds an old letter from her grandmother, offering profound advice. Love never demands, it transforms. If you allow it, you'll see what's always been inside of you. These words make her reconsider everything. She begins to realize that love isn't about control but about liberation. A turnaround begins to happen within her. Mariana decides to give love a chance. She chooses vulnerability and embraces change. And in that moment, something magical happens. Her soul, once filled with fears and doubts, begins to expand. The house of her soul starts to be renovated from the inside out. brick by brick. She feels a strength she never knew she had. Love is now shaping her true identity. But is this transformation real? As Mariana begins to rebuild her soul, she faces an impossible choice. What she's always known disintegrates, and she must trust in the new, in the unknown. The fear of failure still haunts her. And will love manage to withstand the challenges ahead? The mystery of her true transformation is about to be revealed. On a rainy night, Mariana, now with a renewed heart, faces her greatest challenge. Losing everything she thought was safe. But instead of breaking, she feels a deep peace, as if she's built something immeasurable within herself. Love healed her, remade her, and prepared her for the life she always wanted but never believed was possible. She finally understood. Love doesn't demand perfection. It demands courage. Indeed, love changed Mariana forever. She is no longer the same woman. Her soul is now strong, resilient, yet full of compassion. She found the true meaning of love, and by doing so, she found herself. Love didn't only transform her. It made her understand that the real house she needed to renovate was inside of her. And you, are you ready for your own transformation? What would you do if love had the power to change everything? Share your story in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more stories of overcoming and transformation. Because, when love enters, nothing will ever be the same again. Let's go on this journey together.
Discover 20 inspiring quotes, explained in a simple and exciting way to bring more purpose and happiness to your day. Click the link and get your ebook now. A life full of love and inspiration awaits you. Thank you for choosing to transform your journey.
To love is to be taken to the peak of ecstasy and the depths of despair. Pablo Neruda. Imagine if you could feel everything all at once. The explosive happiness that makes your heart leap, and in the next instant, a pain so deep it feels endless. Have you ever thought about how love can be this emotional roller coaster? This quote by Pablo Neruda invites us to reflect on the transformative power of love, something we all know but few truly understand. Love isn't just a beautiful feeling or a promise of sunny days. It's fire, it's a storm, it's total surrender. It's the hug that heals your wounds and, at the same time, the absence that leaves invisible scars. To love is to allow yourself to live intensely, without fear of falling. Because only those who have loved to the limit know how high they can fly, and how far they can fall. But why is it worth facing all of this? Because love also teaches us. It shapes our soul, reveals our strengths, and exposes our weaknesses. It's in love that we find the courage to start over, even when the world seems to crumble around us. And it's in this whirlwind of emotions that we discover who we truly are. What if I told you there's a story behind these words? A real journey of someone who lived through every peak of joy and every abyss of pain. Someone who learned that loving isn't about avoiding storms, but learning to dance in the rain. Soon, you'll discover this story right here on the channel. Until then, reflect. What has love taught you? If this message touched your heart, leave a comment and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe to follow more reflections and inspiring stories like this one. After all, love always has something to tell us. The love that took her to ecstasy and the abyss, an unbelievable true story of transformation. Imagine if you were forced to choose between the love of your life and your own survival. What if a single feeling could take you to the top of the world? Or to the bottom of an endless abyss? This is the story of Clara, a woman whose love was so intense that it took her to the greatest heights and the most devastating pain. What she did to overcome it all will leave you speechless. To love is not just to feel happiness, it's to face the unknown with courage. This story will show how love can be a transformative force, capable of taking us to absolute ecstasy or the deepest despair. Get ready for an emotional journey that will change your perspective on relationships, choices, and the true meaning of moving forward. Clara lived in a small coastal town, surrounded by golden sandy beaches and an always blue sky. She was a dreamy young woman with bright eyes and an infectious smile. Her best friend, Raphael, was her opposite, introspective but deeply loyal. When they fell in love, it felt like the whole world paused to admire their connection. But this happiness came with a hidden cost. One day, everything changed. Clara discovered that Raphael was battling a terminal illness. He had hidden it from her for months, fearing she would leave him. When the truth came out, Clara felt her world collapse. How could she love someone knowing their time together was limited? This initial conflict threw them into an emotional roller coaster, where every joyful moment was overshadowed by the inevitability of loss. Every second together became a battle against time. Clara tried to maintain normalcy, but the pain of watching Raphael weaken day by day was unbearable. They fought, cried, and reconciled, caught in a cycle of extreme emotions. Clara began to question if her love was strong enough to endure so much suffering. Was it worth continuing to fight when fate seemed already decided? Then, an unexpected turn of events occurred. Raphael decided to undergo an experimental treatment abroad, risky, but full of hope. Clara left everything behind, her job, friends, family, to accompany him. At first, it seemed like there was light at the end of the tunnel, but complications soon arose. Clara faced difficult decisions while confronting her own inner demons. The love that was once pure became intertwined with fear, guilt, and uncertainty. On a rainy night, Clara received a call that changed everything. The doctor said the treatment had failed. Raphael had only a few days left to live. In a moment of desperation, Clara promised herself she would make these final days unforgettable. They traveled to the mountains, laughed, cried, and recorded videos to cherish every moment. It was there that Clara realized love isn't about how much time you spend with someone, it's about how you live those moments. But there's something else you don't know yet. After Raphael's death, Clara found a letter he had secretly written. In it, he revealed something she never imagined. He had known from the start that the treatment wouldn't work. He just wanted to give her precious memories before leaving. Clara was paralyzed, torn between the pain of loss and gratitude for having lived those intense moments. The climax comes when Clara decides to turn her pain into purpose. Inspired by Raphael's words, she founded an organization to support others in similar situations. Her moving speeches touched thousands of hearts worldwide. The love that almost destroyed her became her greatest strength. Clara learned that even in the depths of despair, there's room for rebirth and hope. Years later, Clara received a letter from a stranger. It was from a man who had been saved by her organization. He wrote, "You showed me that love never dies. It simply transforms." Clara then realized that Raphael was still alive within her, silently guiding her. This surprising ending proves that love can transcend even death, leaving eternal marks on the human soul. This story is more than a life lesson. It's an invitation to reflect on your own relationships. What if you were in Clara's position? How would you handle the weight of love and loss? Share your story in the comments and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories like this one. Don't forget to like and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Together, we can create a community of support, transformation, and growth. Until next time.
20 love quotes that inspire words that touch the heart and light the way to deeper connections and a life full of purpose. Don't wait. Click the link now, get your copy, and start the transformation you deserve today. Love is the secret to your new journey.
Can love reveal your wealth? A story that will move you. Imagine a love that reveals a wealth you never knew existed. Subscribe now to discover this touching story that will warm your heart. Alice and Raphael met at the San Telmo market in Buenos Aires, surrounded by the aroma of coffee and the sound of tango in the background. They laughed, shared dreams among the colorful stalls, and felt more alive than ever in each other's presence. But life put their love to the test. Raphael lost his job, and Alice, pregnant, faced complications. With tears in his eyes, he whispered, "I failed you." Would their love survive? Subscribe now to find out what happened. Like this video and keep watching. At the peak of despair, Raphael started selling handmade crafts at the market, and Alice, though fragile, supported him with smiles. Together, they turned pain into strength, discovering that love made them richer than any amount of money ever could. Today, they have a thriving shop and a healthy baby, living life with joy. The lesson? Love helps us find treasures beyond ourselves. This story is inspired by Émile Auguste Chartier's quote, "To love is to discover our wealth outside ourselves." Subscribe, like, comment, share, and donate through the link below. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Do you have a story to share? Tell us. She suffered in silence. But true love healed everything. The power of love. How to find your happiness in the happiness of others. Narration: gentle, emotional, and persuasive. She was strong, but cried in secret. Leah lost everything. Her health, the sparkle in her eyes, and almost the love of her life. When she was diagnosed, she chose to walk away from João. He deserves someone whole, she thought. But he didn't accept that. He didn't run. And you? What would you do for the one you love? If this touched your heart, subscribe now, because love starts in the heart of the one who stays. João stayed. He cared, cried with her. Lost sleep, but never hope. She was weak, but smiled for him. Then the cancer came back. Stronger. And she asked him to leave. She said it was too much. Do you think he gave up? Subscribe to find out how this ends. João held her hand and said, "If I lose you, let it be fighting by your side until the end." And something changed in her at that moment. Leah chose to live, even if just one day at a time. And there at rock bottom they found light. Months later, remission. A miracle. Love won. Today she lives. Not just breathes. She lives. Because she discovered that happiness is seeing someone else happy. The lesson? You're never alone when you truly love. Because love doesn't just save lives. It saves souls. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. This story is real for many. And it could be yours. If this moved you, like, comment, and share with someone who needs this message. And if you can, help us spread love. Every contribution changes lives. Click here to donate. Thank you for being here. You are part of this. Can love change your soul? A story that will make you cry. Imagine a love that changes your soul forever? Subscribe to discover this emotional and unbelievable story. Sophia and Andre met at Copacabana Beach, with the sea sparkling and the Sugarloaf Mountain in the background. They laughed, exchanging promises under the sun, full of hope. Sophia, a dreamy artist, and Andre, a passionate musician, felt their love unite them like never before. But a storm changed everything. Andre lost his sight in an accident, and Sophia, desperate, saw their dreams crumble. He whispered, "You deserve more." Would their love survive? Subscribe to find out what might happen. Like and keep watching. Sophia, with tears in her eyes, chose to stay. She painted pictures Andre saw with his heart, and he composed a melody for her. Together, they turned pain into art, proving love can change everything. Today they exhibit their art, inspiring the world. The lesson: love gives us a new home in the soul. This story is inspired by Mario Quintana's quote, "To love is to change the soul's home." Subscribe, like, comment, share, and donate for more touching stories. I'm grateful from the heart. Have an incredible story? Share it with us. He lost everything, but love gave him a new path. Unbelievable true story. What if a single moment changed your life forever? Imagine losing everything you love, only to find something even more powerful. The true meaning of love. Subscribe now to discover this incredible story of resilience and emotion. Lucas and Marina were inseparable. He was a dreamer architect. She was a photographer passionate about life. Together, they planned the future, traveled, and smiled under the golden sunset. But fate had other plans. In a devastating accident, Lucas lost his sight. Suddenly, the world he built collapsed. He pushed Marina away, believing she deserved someone better. "You don't have to carry this burden," he whispered. But Marina refused to leave. Subscribe now to find out what happened next. Instead of giving up, Marina held his hand tightly and said, "Love is not about looking at each other, but looking together in the same direction." She began describing the world to him, its colors, details, and moments. And Lucas found a new purpose: designing with his mind. With Marina's support, he created projects that inspired thousands. Today, his work touches hearts, proving that true love sees no limits. Lucas and Marina taught the world that when two souls look in the same direction, nothing can tear them apart. If this story moved you, subscribe, comment, share, and donate to help inspire more people. And if you have an incredible story, share it with us. He wasn't the same, but love transformed him forever. What if love could bring back someone who was lost? Imagine waking up and not remembering who you are or who loves you. But what if a pure feeling was the only hope? Subscribe now, because this story will touch your heart. João was a loving husband, a devoted father. His home was filled with joy, until an accident took everything away. When he woke up in the hospital, he didn't recognize anyone. Marina, his wife, watched the love of her life fade before her eyes. João didn't remember his daughter, the scent of home, or Marina. She fought, relived memories, showed pictures, but he remained a stranger. Can love survive forgetfulness? Subscribe to find out how this incredible story unfolds. Then, a song played. And something changed. Tears fell. His heart recognized what his mind had forgotten. True love always finds a way. To love is to move the soul to a new home. Mario Quintana. True love is not just about memories but about devotion. João was never the same again. And neither was Marina. She realized that love is not about expecting perfection but about finding new ways to stay beside those we cherish. When the mind forgets, the heart remembers. Support this message. Did this story touch you? Like, donate, comment, and share. He couldn't see her, but he saw her heart. A love story that will stay with you. What if true love wasn't about looking into someone's eyes, but about seeing their soul? The story of Lucas and Helena proves that real love goes beyond appearances. But fate had a cruel challenge in store for them. Subscribe now to discover this unbelievable story and get ready to be moved. Lucas was a talented pianist who enchanted everyone with his music, yet he had never seen the light of day. Born blind, he learned to experience the world in a different way. Helena, on the other hand, was a painter passionate about the beauty of colors. Their worlds were different, but something greater brought them together. When they met, it was as if two souls had recognized each other. He listened to her descriptions of paintings as if he could see them, and she felt his music as if it were a canvas painted with sounds. It was a pure love, built on trust and connection, until a terrible twist put everything to the test. An accident destroyed all of Helena's paintings just before her biggest exhibition. She was devastated. How could she continue without her art? Without her dream? Lucas felt her pain, but he couldn't do anything, or could he? Subscribe to find out what happened next. Leave a like and keep watching. On the night of the exhibition, instead of paintings, there was a stage. Lucas sat at the piano and began to play. Each note was a detailed description of Helena's paintings. He transformed them into music, allowing everyone to see them through their emotions. People cried, feeling the emotion of every lost brushstroke. And then, Helena understood. Love wasn't just about looking at each other, but about moving forward together in the same direction. The exhibition was a success. Helena realized that her art wasn't in the canvases but in the way it touched people's hearts. Lucas proved that true love doesn't need eyes, just a sincere heart. What did you think of this story? Comment below, leave a like, and share by making a donation so more people can feel this emotion. Subscribe now for more stories that touch the soul. He loved with all his heart, but fate shattered him. What if the love of your life was also your greatest pain? Imagine giving your soul to someone, only to be betrayed by destiny. Subscribe now to uncover this emotional story full of unexpected twists. Lucas and Anna had a love straight out of a movie. Smiles, dreams, eternal promises. Everything seemed perfect. But what felt like a fairy tale would soon turn into an unimaginable nightmare. One night, a phone call changed everything. The hidden truth came crashing down like a fatal blow. Lucas felt the ground disappear beneath him. The love that once lifted him to euphoria now drowned him in despair. Subscribe and leave a like to find out what happened next. Through tears and darkness, Lucas found strength where he least expected. He discovered that true love begins within. What seemed like the end became a new beginning. Love can take us to heaven or hell, but it always teaches us something grand. To love is to be lifted to the heights of ecstasy and plunged into the depths of despair. Pablo Neruda. Comment your thoughts, like, share, donate, and help us inspire more stories.